the start line. The 500cc solos are underway. There's a big wheelie and a big mess on the floor. Away to go, the right-hand sidecar final is underway, and it's Mick Cave and Mick Stace, but it isn't. It's 184 John Hiscock and Tony Bennett that leap into the lead. They go round that first turn for the first time. Into that next turn. From the southern centre, trying to take the southeast spoils. It's John Hiscock. And Tony Bennett from Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Then Steve Heath, Barry Knight. Then Justin Peachy and Weatherly. Bill Beecham. That should be good stuff. Mick Stace really taking the outside line round this one. Can they get there? Not this time. 184, John Hiscock and Tony Bennett from the southern centre down there in the Bournemouth area. He's in the corner very fast. He could go right. He tucks it very tight indeed. Right, he doesn't. John Hiscock is through. It's just one lap left to go. It's John Hiscock and Tony Bennett leading from Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Round that turn to go, Mick Cave, Mick Stace come again on the what's going to happen? It's a reaction as they come to the line. It's very, very close there, but looked to me to be just John Hiscock from Mick Cave. Then Steve Heath, Justin Weatherly, Bill Beecham and Rick Colvin bringing up the rear.
Well, I can't quite see what the problems are on the far side. We should be ready for race 10 and we get underway. Looking perhaps for Gary Jackson. He's in third place at the moment as they go into that first bend. Dave Steer, I think that is, has got to the front, confirm that as they come round by me. It is indeed number 17, Dave Steer, has made that tremendous first straight to get in front. Colin Hutton in second place. Colin Hutton, I say in second place. It looks as if Gary Jackson has gone round the outside though. Gary Jackson it is that's got up into second spot. So this could be a bit more interesting as Gary Jackson tries to work his way through. Colin Hutton won't give up easily. Dave Steer and Andy Orchard going well in front. Gary Jackson again forced to go for the much wider line. But this is where you'll see it's interesting. As Gary Jackson gets forced wide, there's always a hole for Colin Hutton to try and get back into. But Gary Jackson again goes for that outside line. He's determined to get all the way around the outside. We know he's good at riding those wide lines. But Dave Steer is an absolute expert at holding the inside line. Has Gary Jackson got enough? He just needs in front as he goes into that pit bend. Oh, again you can see that Dave Steer has ridden well on the inside, those two together as they come out of that pit bend. Well, this will be an interesting bend as well, because Gary, we know, does try to go around the outside. Dave Steer will try and come back through on the inside, on the exit of the bend as he comes to the line. It's going to be close. Well, there wasn't a lot to part those two as they went across the line. Oh, I knew that was going to be an interesting angle as they come off that top bend, because Dave Steer is a past master at riding those tight lines. Away we go. Peter Lloyd that goes into the lead as we go into that first bend. Has he hung on to it though? It looks very, very tight on that first bend. Oh, Paul Hurry has indeed. Paul Hurry, what am I saying? He just won the last race, didn't he? Peter Lloyd, of course, it is that's got away as he comes round off that pit bend. They're in third spot. Oh, Colin Earl goes for the lead and goes in front of Peter Lloyd, but Peter Lloyd has still got the power on as he goes down that back straight. Good ride this from Colin Earl as those two together go into the pit bend. Peter Lloyd forced to go wide. Colin Earl fighting with it on the inside. That pit bend, I can see that Mark Seabright has put it down. Quickly back up on the speed again as we look for the front. Great scrap going on between Peter Lloyd and Earl as they go down that back straight together. Colin Earl loves to ride the inside line, of course now getting a lot of experience on the speedway circuit. Peter Lloyd, a very, very experienced rider. Well, as I say, there's a good scrap going on at the front. I can see that Tony Atkins was having problems there pulling his tail on. I'm sure that's been aggravated by the fact that he has got his stomach exceptionally well to put the rides up this afternoon that he is doing. Tommy Palmer still there in third place, looking to grab second perhaps as Peter Lloyd so slow. Peter Lloyd does get second, Tommy Palmer in third, and Tony Atkins in fourth place. Race 13 number 13. As they went into that first bit, couldn't work out how it was. I can only assume that we've got the rider coming in. I think that's Leigh Lanham, number 12, that I can see up in front. But confirm that as they come round by us and see Trevor Banks trying to work his way through. Leigh Lanham it is, number 13. Competitor, so that is just a misprint of numbers in race 13. He is riding number 13, it is Leigh Lanham. Chris Tritton is the rider in second place to him, and Trevor Banks the rider in third at the moment. So round the pit bend they come, and Leigh Lanham going on. Trevor Banks wants to have a go at him as he goes round the outside. So Trevor Banks now getting he goes down that back straight, now in second place, goes after Leigh Lanham. Into the pit bend, and Trevor Banks does look quick around that top end of the circuit. Oh, he tries to bring it tight. Good last lap for Trevor Banks. And is holding fourth place at the moment. He opened up, I'm sure all eyes are on Leigh Lanham at the front because we know Trevor Banks is bound to have a go on this last bend. He goes all the way around the outside. Has he done enough? He looks at it. Great ride from Trevor Banks. Leigh Lanham in second, Chris Tritton in third, Darren Shand in fourth. Well, we've changed classes once again and we go over to the right-hand side cars. Race 20 in the programme, a second leg for them, and of course those riders that didn't score well first time out, no, they've got to go better this time. Well, Tim Bennett's made a tremendous start into that first bend. Roger Measor thought he got to the front, but he's overcooked it as he goes round the outside of that first bend. So, Tim Bennett goes back in front, or does he? Tim Bennett started to slide wide and Roger Measor followed him. Got to the middle of the bend, again the back steps out for Roger Measor. Very quick evasive action from Shane Lapham. Well, Tim Bennett, number 12 it is, that's got to the front and stayed there. But Roger Measor comes back at him, cuts across his line, goes wide, and Tim Bennett comes back at him. Oh, a tremendous scrap between Tim Bennett and Roger Measor. Well, if you're away somewhere in the pits, you've got to watch this one, and Tim Bennett has spun it round on that pit bend. Indeed, we've lost Tim Bennett on that tip bend. I'm waiting to see that both of them get up, and a red flag has indeed been put out, but a tragic end to a tremendous scrap between those two sidecar outfits, and I'm only carrying on because I can see that both Tim and Steve both up on their feet. So away we go then with the rerun of race 22. Much better start this time. Well, as we thought we would see Colin Earl up there, he's indeed got there as well. Oh, we lost one rider, and that was absolutely incredible. Those of you that were watching the rider that stepped off on the inside, but I hadn't seen that we'd lost another rider on the entrance to the bend, so the clerk of the course decided to call it to a halt because I believe that does look like Mike Trevitt's machinery. We look to see who it is that who goes in this first one. Well, Richard Smith goes, number 33. Carl Wilkes goes as well, 248. They're the 2 point scoring leaders at the moment, but nobody in this class has actually gone. Carl Wilkes, John Dormer, they're the ones that start off very, very quickly and go into that first bend. Jason Stott has gone around the outside of both of them though and got into the front. Well, Jason Stott, of course, missed his first ride. He's on 10 points at the moment, so a good ride here would ensure us of seeing Jason Stott in the final. And I'm sure he's already worked that out as well as he comes round off that. Stott there in second, John Dormer in third, Richard Smith in fourth. Well, I said it was a good lineup of 250s here this afternoon, and this is just a heat. You can see exactly what I mean. It promises to be a great 250 final this afternoon. Carl Wilkes leading from John Dormer in second. Jason Stott in third, Richard Smith in fourth. Good ride here this afternoon. John Dormer having to work hard for his points. As he goes round that top bend, he does look a very controlled rider as he goes down that back straight. This is where John Dormer perhaps is a little bit quicker. Dives on the inside of Carl Wilkes going into the pit bend, but Carl is very, very quick coming off that pit bend. So that's the difference between the two riders. What's the difference going to make when they come to the line? Because it has been very, very close every time they've come past us in this race. Jason Stott still not away from those two either. He's still in on the action. Watch to see if the same thing happens again. Remember what John Dormer did last time? No, he's going to do it differently. He's gone round the outside. That means he'll try and ride a very, very fast outside line. When he indeed he does. John Dormer takes it, Carl Wilkes in second, Jason Stott in third, Richard Smith in fourth. So the 250 competition panning out to promise us an excellent final at the end of the day. Well, we now turn our attention back to the 500cc solo second leg. This, of course, the rerun of race 26. So, where am I going about the 500 class? Of course, Paul Hurry and Colin Earl. Paul Hurry just made a great start once again. Oh, as they go round that first bend, Paul Hurry sits up, looks totally in control as he goes down that back straight. Oh, it's Colin Earl that's in second place, but Paul Hurry has got away from him. Colin Earl, in fact, is going to be on the Tommy Palmer. Two almost together as they went into that bend, but Colin seems to have made a much, much better job of that bend because he's away from Tommy Palmer as they go down the back straight. Good to see that Colin Earl has travelled all the way down here. He, of course, is one of our riders. So much more of him from that part of the country. Good to see that some of these riders are prepared to you've seen a lot of the 250 riders. Graham Thomas, Carl Wilkes, Jason Stott, etc. have all travelled all from the Shropshire area. Have a go and some very strong competition. It does, of course, improve the racing, but look what we've got going on for this second place. Tommy Palmer trying everything he possibly can, and Colin Earl completely lost it in the middle of that bend. Oh, I'm glad to see that Colin is looking to be picking himself up. Already he's up on the machine and away he goes. He's a very determined rider, Colin. And Paul Hurry takes the win. Tommy Palmer gets the second. So we'll count the riders as they come round. Third place goes to 971 Dave North, and Colin Earl finishing in. Remember, over 4 laps, this is the consolation final for the 500cc solo class. They must have only just missed out on points getting into that A final. Looks in determined mood to win this consolation final as he flies into that first bend. Obviously the conditions are going to play quite an important part. This first bend is going to be so important, and Lloyd puts it down. Well, some very good evasive action taken by the rider that was following Peter Lloyd. You can see that the red flag has been put out as Chris Tritton indeed.
Away they go again then. Is it third time lucky? They're on their way down the first straight. Mark Seabright again goes into the lead. Nobody has authority on this class. Vincent Kinchin pushing there for second. Julian Phipps goes down. Round they come then, Mark Seabright absolutely flat out of the turn. Vincent Kinchin comes up the inside and takes it away from him. Perhaps the Southeast will have some honour and glory this afternoon. But Mark Seabright goes back into the lead again on that turn. Vincent Kinchin is pushing real hard. It's Mark Seabright from Vincent Kinchin. Mark Seabright looks like he's going wide this time. Vincent Kinchin's got all the motor on him and he comes right through there, slams the door shut in his face and powers on towards victory. But Mark Seabright's not having none of that. He's gone right up the inside. But again, Kinchin cuts back and takes the lead. Well, you're getting your money's worth in this one. Look at Mark Seabright, this goes straight through there. On, Kinchin straight back through again. It's real action. There's just one lap of this to go. Oh, I could do this all day. As long as I ain't got to sit and ride it. Kinchin from second. Does he go into the lead? He goes down. Kinchin is down and Mark Seabright leads. It's Mark Seabright's race after all as he comes round the last turn, or the last time. Does he realise Kinchin's gone? He turns the motor on. He shaves it hard over the line. Mark Seabright's win. Here's Alan Harmer in second, followed by Adrian Mower and then Chris Tripp. Well, Kinchin really tried as hard as he could, but he couldn't try any harder. Result will be with you in a moment.
Cunningham on 11 points. So, Trevor Banks really showing fine form this afternoon, and I'd expect to see Trevor up with the leaders as they go past us for the first time. They come off the bench. Seabright is swallowed up by the pack and down the back straight. It is Williams and Banks. Clayton Williams leads as they go into bed, and Trevor Banks on the outside. That's the 1-2, and Clayton and Trevor absolutely side by side, and sneaking up the inside. Trevor Banks in second, and I'm watching Glen Cunningham because Glen has come through the pack and he's making headway to get on terms with the lead in two. Off the bottom turn, Trevor Banks on the inside, leads or does he know? Tony Trevor Banks really having a tremendous battle, and Trevor Banks goes through on the inside. Has he gone too quick? No, he hasn't. Trevor Banks it is who leads them from Tony Atkins. He knows where Tony Atkins is. Glen Cunningham's got them both in his sights, but I don't think young Glen can do anything about this pair. If they come off the bend, it's going to be a win for Trevor Banks. He gets there. Tony Atkins second, Glen Cunningham third, Peter Lloyd is fourth, Clayton Williams in fifth, Seabright in sixth.
And let's not forget the others, because young Tommy Palmer really is having a super season. I've got to say it again, he came up to Minsterley 4 weeks ago, and what a superb show he put on. And he took the 350 title, and I don't think many were tipping young Tommy to take that title, but he did. He was the best man on the day, he really was superb. In fact, the only man that beat him all day was one of our stewards today, none other than Gerald Shaw. Wow. Absolutely superb. Pulls out 10 metres on Simon as they go down the back straight, but I'm sure Simon's going to come back at him, so it's Steve Schofield leading, Simon Cross there in second place, and the rest of them chasing, but it's a big 2-1-2 at the moment. The big two really are away. Dave Steen's still leading the pack, but it's Schofield leading from Simon Cross in second place. And look at Simon on that bottom turn, absolutely incredible. Tries to come around the outside. Steve looking down at his motor. Most experienced riders not only in this country but in the world out there, 1-2 at the moment, and Simon Cross again running around the outside, but Scully a nice tight line, but Simon gets there. Well, it's going to be a cracker. What a race is turning
getting out to be. Simon Cross with about a 5-10 metre advantage as they go into the bottom turn for the last time. The checkered flag at the ready. Steve Schofield on the inside, Simon Cross on the outside. Simon Cross does there.
So here they come into line. As we said, Chris Tritton with a win in his first outing, ahead of David Wright, who also goes in this one. So I wonder if they'll make it a 1 and 2 again this time. Well, Steve Bishop in action as well. Steve, who's been going so well this season. Mike Dowling, fellow rider from Bristol. What a good inter-centre team they're going to have with people like Steve Bishop and Mike Dowling. Here we go then.
Right there with him is Bishop up the inside, Gary Lobb on the outside of the young Cornishman, keeping the pressure on and hanging on in there in second place. So it's Steve Bishop from Gary Lobb, and the pressure really coming, the challenge coming right through. David Wright sitting back in 5th place at the moment. So right in front it's still Steve Bishop. Not going to be a win this time out, unfortunately. So then, Steve Bishop with the advantage. Riding number 34. Comes very wide off that bend. Is Gary Lobb going to make up any ground with a tighter line? We'll see it. Challenges and comes through the inside. Steve Bishop went wide. Opened the door. Gary Lobb came through and it's Lobb in front. Steve Bishop right on his elbow. And Steve Daw right in both of their wheel tracks. They're coming awful wide as Gary Lobb enters. Steve Bishop and Carl leading up the moment. He's right in there. In fact, he's dropped back at the moment because Steve Daw's come through to second. Steve Daw in second, Steve Bishop in third, Gary Lobb out in front. How wide is Gary Lobb going to go here? Up through the middle, get Steve Daw. Second, Steve Bishop in third. Fourth place, just for the one right. David Wright. What a good 500 race.
In race 18, number 94, Jason Stott. Win first time out for Jason, Tony Rats, Richard Smith, Dean Camier, Stuart Laird, all the rest of them away. Goes to front. Richard Smith's up there this time. He had a poor ride first time, but Richard Smith's battling away in about 3rd place at the moment. Stuart Laird's up there. And it's Thomas leading as they go into the top turn, but Jason Stott putting Graham Thomas under pressure. Stuart Laird's up there, Richard Smith is up there, but it's Thomas from Stott. And then Keith Strudwick. That's the leading bunch, and once again we're seeing some Super 250 racing. Well, Jason Stott really got the bit between his teeth today. He's already had one win. He goes to front, passes Graham Thomas. So it is Jason Stott out in front, in 2nd place. And then Dean Camier, Keith Strudwick still there, but in about 6th or 7th place. Well, Graham Thomas really not beaten yet, battling away, trying to get on terms with Jason Stott. We've got a yellow flag out on the top turn, but it's Jason Stott as they go into the last lap, but only Dean Camier comes through on the inside of Smith on the bottom turn to take up 4th in the race. Well, I think it's over now. I was going to say it's not over yet, but Jason really got super drive at the bottom turn. And as they come off the last turn, it's going to be a win once again for number 94, Jason Stott. 2nd, Graham Thomas, Stuart Laird, Dean Camier, Richard Smith. And behind Richard Smith, Steve Sirett, and behind Steve Sirett was Keith Strudwick, still in his early 20s, really has been flying, and he went particularly well, I thought, at Ledbury a couple of weeks ago in the wet. So Mark Rowe, certainly a man to watch out for. Right, we get on the way. Well, as they go into the first corner, absolutely nothing between them. Leigh Street, I think, was leading, but that was when they went past us. There's a different order now, or is there? Because Leigh Street on the inside, but Carl Wilkes on the outside. And as they go into the top turn for the first time, the Telford man it is, leading by about 10 metres from the pack. Wilkes then leads. Wadsworth trying to come through in the second place. Wilkes then leads. Mark Wadsworth comes through on the inside on the bottom turn to take up second spot. And once again we see Wilkes and Wadsworth 1-2, and Mark Wadsworth very, very quick into the top turn, but it's still Wilkes leading by some 5 or 6 metres from Mark Wadsworth now in second place. Behind him is the youngster from Cornwall. John Edwards there, number 154, back in about 6th spot at the moment. Well, up the back straight, Mark Wadsworth going on the outside of Carl Wilkes, but these two know each other very, very well. In fact, they won the best pairs together a couple of years ago. Both rode for the Midland about 12 months ago. 50 weeks ago to be exact. End of August 1993. These two were part of the Midland team that won the 250 event that day. So, side by side, checkered flag. Who's going to get there? Mark Wadsworth. Second place to Carl Wilkes. Third place to number 124, Steve Daw. Fourth place, well, could be anybody. Very, very close. Leigh Street. So in this one we've got Ivor Matthews already with 11 points under his belt, and as they get off the line, charge to the first turn. Who's it going to be into the turn first? Does look like Joe Mugg leading, but is he going to be leading as they come off the turn? See, Joe Mugg. Kenny Phillips comes through in the second spot. Ivor Matthews through in the third spot. And Tim Bennett there in fourth. So the order is still very much the same as they go down the back straight. Craig Cheatham getting tailed off just a little bit, which is surprising because he's been going very quickly this afternoon. But Teddy Phillips, the veteran, trying to come around the outside. Yeah, I say that. Joe Morgan, so is Ivor Matthews. So it is still those three. A pocket handkerchief would cover all three. Joe Mogg leads as they go down the back straight. Ivor Matthews in second. Teddy Phillips just losing a few metres as they go down the back straight, and Tim Bennett still there in fourth place. Well, Ivor putting the pressure on Joe Mogg. Joe Mogg really having a super ride. Mogg, Matthews and Phillips, that's the 1, 2, 3, and any one of those three could lead, but as they come off the bend, Ivor and Joe Mogg get very, very close. They may have even touched, but Joe Mogg is leading as they go into the last turn. But I'm sure Ivor's going to try and come up the inside if Joe goes wide. Joe does go wide. Ivor gets there by a whisker. Ivor Matthews second. Terry Phillips third. And in fourth place it was Craig Cheatham, and in fifth place was Tim Bennett. Need a little bit of wind to take the dust away, and as they get away it's an even break, and Roger Measor it is who goes to front, but Gary Jackson's alongside on the outside, Steve Smith at the back as they go into the first turn. Dave Penfold's up there as well, and it's incredibly close all of the first turn. Then it's Penfold, and then it's Ivor Matthews, and then Steve Smith and Phil Pittman at the back. But Roger Measor's got away, and Ivor Matthews, I think, came into contact with somebody. It looked as though Ivor got pushed into the middle a little bit, but he's still with us in fourth place. No problems. We look to our right, and Measor leads with Jackson. Put in Roger Measor. Measor, Jackson, Penfold, Matthews, Smith. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and Phil Pittman is in the middle. He's disappeared, so Phil Pittman has dropped out, and Jackson and Kevin Williams now putting Roger Measor and Shane Lapham under pressure once again on the bottom turn as they come off the bend. Gary locks it up tight by a whisker from Gary Jackson in second, Dave Penfold in third, Ivor Matthews in fourth, and Steve Smith in fifth, and we're not going to see Steve Smith in the final today. Still, it is Roger Measor, Gary Jackson, Dave Penfold, Ivor Matthews. That's the leading four as they come off the bend for the last time. Measor gets the checkered flag, Gary Jackson second, Dave Penfold third, Ivan Matthews fourth, and Steve Smith and Keith Wall in fifth. The 11 times British champion right on the inside. Next to him is Stuart Laird. We're just looking over the heads of people. Next to Stuart, I think, is Graham Thomas, and next to Graham Thomas, right in the middle, I think we've got Leigh Street. And as we look to our left, it looks as though it's all ready to go, and the tapes go up, and away we go with a 250 final. A superstar by Wadsworth and also by Thomas. Past us for the first time, but Wadsworth takes it up as they go into the bottom turn for the first time. It is Mark Wadsworth on the outside, but Graham Thomas comes out of the bend in front. Stuart Laird's up there. Carl Wilkes is up there. Dean Camier's up there. What a super final this is going to be. Stuart Laird goes a bit wide, takes one or two of them with him, but Mark Wadsworth on the inside. Stott comes through. So, the order is Thomas, Wadsworth, Laird, and Jason Stott comes up into fourth place. Carl Wilkes goes down to fifth, and Jason Stott challenging for third, trying to come through on the outside of Stuart Laird, but back with a lead in two. Graham Thomas leads, Mark Wadsworth second, Stott in third, Laird in sixth, in seventh place, Keith Bennett and then Leigh Street. But Graham Thomas is leading the 250 final as they come off the bottom turn, about 5 metres in front of Mark Wadsworth. The last lap flying at the ready. It's Thomas, Wadsworth, Stott, Laird. Camier gets it all locked up on the top turn. Carl There's only 3 riders in there. Graham Thomas leading, Mark Wadsworth second, and Jason Stott in third, and Jason, a super bottom turn, comes up the back straight tight, but Graham looks to where Mark is, and he sees him on the outside, and Graham Thomas will hold it in tight, which he does, and Graham Thomas is going to get there, or is he? Yes, he does. Wadsworth, Stott, that's the 1, 2, 3. Carl Wilkes, Dean Camier, then Leigh Street, and then Leigh Street last of all. Well, what can you say, Tony? The 250s have done it again. What a super final.
Magnificent, I agree, Brian. Absolutely magnificent. A super final, and what great racing we're getting from these guys. Here we go then, the 500s get underway, the quickest start here. Mark Seabright going well. Tony Aitken on the outside of Gary Lobb as we look across to the far side, and Gary Lobb's come off that bend with the advantage. But Colin Earl's closed right up on him and overtaken him on the exit from that bend. So it's Colin Earl out in front, Gary Lobb in second place, Tony Aitken in third, and Colin Earl looking to put that to the Gary Lobb in that order as he looks across through the dust to the far side. Tony Aitken, I think, tucked in behind them. So it's Andy Sell then who's leading the battle and going after that flying leader, but that is Colin Earl who's out there up front. Colin Earl leads. Andy Sell in second place, they're side by side. So on the far side, it's Colin Earl from Andy Sell. And at this point, Colin Earl seems to have pulled away a length or two in front of Andy Sell, but Sell challenges as they come off the bend, coming wide. One more lap to go. And they power into the bend to our right. Still, grimly in there, but Andy Sell's getting closer and closer. One more bend to go. Sell is surely going to challenge around the outside here. It's Sell around the outside. It's Earl at the inside. Earl still has the advantage. Tony Aitken is fourth. Gary Lobb laid it down on the board.
And in fact, we have no heat winners from the first heats. So we will in fact get another race winner from race 10. Oh, Clayton Williams had a second, of course. Gary Lobb had a second, so it could be a battle between these two. But Tony Aitken is around this lady best start. Peter Lloyd holding fourth place at the moment, but it's Tony Aitken that has made the best of the starts. He goes down that back straight with Clayton Williams after him. In fact, behind Clayton Williams. Things are going at the moment. He finished behind Clayton Williams first time out, but now he leads him as they go down that back straight. Clayton Williams also will be conscious of that he beat him first time out, but he's now behind his back wheel. For the last lap between these two, Tony Atkins still just has it. Williams and Clayton closer and closer all the time. Down that back straight. The two of them always together as they go down that back straight. And Clayton Williams has got through on the inside. Oh, tremendous last end from Clayton Williams. Just been beaten on that last end, gets second place. Gary Lobb gets third spot. Oh, great scrap between those two. We get underway with race 19. It's heat 11 and a chance once again to see Steve Schofield in action. He's already got himself to the front row for that first He's back in fourth place at the moment. That's Steve Schofield leading as they go down that back straight. Oh, Tony Atkins won't give up at all. He'll go after him every inch of the way. And look at Colin Earl coming through in third place. Who had that third place. Colin now got himself up into third. Steve Schofield getting away a little bit from Tony Atkins as he goes down the back straight and into this top corner. Steve, of course, unbeaten so far this afternoon. James Wilbury being now by Scott Nichols. Scott looking to try and come through for that fourth place, but no question about the leader. Steve Schofield. Oh, I'm certainly pleased to see that Colin looks to be okay. And our finishing marks are quickly running for his checkered flag, look. These are the riders that are obviously disappointed they never made that A final, but nothing wrong with picking up a bit of prize money for winning the B final as we get underway. We watch the Sion break going into that first end. As they come off that first end, as you see, Trevor Banks has made the best of the start. But obviously with machinery in that first bend, the clerk of the course putting a red flag up. Just sit back and enjoy it. Will Tony Atkins make it 2 in a row? He was the winner last year. Oh, we look across that far side, all the riders come in line as we get underway. As Paul Fryder's fighting with his machine, he's lost ground by doing that, and Trevor Banks has made a brilliant start. As Tony Atkins come through, as Clayton Williams goes through on the inside, and problems for Colin Earl. A great shame that Steve Schofield's got problems as well. Steve Schofield pulls off, Colin Earl pulls off, and Trevor Banks flies down that back straight. Clayton Williams Clayton Williams before he can go after Trevor Banks. So a great scrap for that second place before we see any one of them trying to close down on Trevor Banks. Clayton Williams still there in second. Trevor Banks. Clayton Williams is still there in second. Paul Fry, look at the effort that Paul Fry is putting in to try and close on that second place. He desperately wanted to win this one. Kinchin in 4th, Tony Atkin in 5th, Gary Lobb in 6th, Steve Bishop in 7th, and Rory Fuller in 8th place. Away goes the start, and we watch to see it. A nice good clean one this time as they go for that first spin. Gary Jackson struggling with it, but it's Russelling that's got to the front. Russelling and Paul Uric getting out to the Gary Jackson is in 3rd. Gary Wright is up into 4th place, but it's no front 3 that we're watching at the moment. Russelling and Paul Uric, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. Roger Measor pulls it tight in that bottom bend, trying to get a line to get round Russelling. Gary Jackson goes after them both, and as Gary watches where Roger Measor's going. Gary Jackson will then know that he's going to leave gaps on the outside. So Gary Jackson will look to go on that outside. But Russelling, riding a brilliant race at the moment, holds some tremendous lines, and Roger again throws it wide. Well, he's gone very, very quickly into this top end. Russelling still holding on to it at the moment. He's looking for an outside line that's going to give him a quicker entrance into the bend. It means that he may be tighter coming out of that bend. Gary Jackson still not able to close on them, and Roger Measor goes through. Well, he found a gap, he's gone wide, and Russelling comes back at him as they go into the last lap. Roger Measor has found a gap. Russelling now in 2nd place, but under pressure from Gary Jackson. There goes that wide line as well. I'm sure he's seen what Roger did. He's got a very fast entrance into the bend, and Gary pushes for that wide line again. But as they come to the line, it's going to be outfit number 51, Roger Measor, and Shane Lapham that take it. Gary Jackson, in fact, sneaked through for 2nd place. Russelling, the leader for so long in the 1994 final, is in fact pushed back to 3rd place. Well, a tremendous hard luck for Russelling and Paul Uric. What a hard race they rode, but what a brilliant ride once again this season from Roger Measor and Shane Lapham.
Charge up the hill. It's Mike Coles from the southwest who made a terrific start and got away from the opposition. 14 centres represented here this afternoon. Everybody having a little bit of moment on that bottom bend, I must say. And it's Paul Fry who's got out in front there. Paul Fry from Andy Sowell, and Mike Coles now back in a 3rd place. Well, Clayton Williams, with by his very high standard, will be a disappointing performance in his first outing. Andy Sowell coming up the inside, and quite a change coming from Andy Sowell. Andy Sowell on the inside, Paul Fry on the outside, and it's Andy Sowell from West 60 lanes, and it's Paul Fry on the back, and they go down the back straight. And Paul Fry looks to edge into that bend with the advantage, and Paul Fry in front, Andy Sowell in 2nd place. We have 35 metre wide track, and they're all over it. Andy Sowell out in front, Paul Fry in 2nd place, still by closes in 3rd, and behind him that looks like number 55, Tommy Palmer. What a terrific race up there is Andy Sowell with the advantage at the moment of the Paul Fry to try and do something on this bend. Is Paul Fry on the outside, and Andy Sowell on the inside. Who's going to get there? Andy Sowell with the advantage. Paul Fry tries to come up the inside. It's Sowell from Fry, very, very close indeed. Mike Coles in 3rd. In 4th place, number 55, Tommy Palmer, and just behind him, Dean Gart.